same is true with what Donald Trump has done to our standing in the world. That we have to go back and build better than we were before. And I call it constant engagement. We need to be, working all the time with all the countries. And this does not mean, trust me, I get it that China was cheating on their international agreements. They were stealing intellectual property. You can't let that happen. But a tariff war is the single worst thing we can do. And I talk to economists all the time. I have not found one economist that can give me one example of where during a tariff war or after a tariff war, either side has been better off. There's no winner from a tariff war. That's why they are so rare in modern history. So my answer is that I feel that we have to re-engage much more aggressively on a global level. I realize it's not popular with a number of Democrats, and I'm a firm believer that trade agreements should be fair in terms of workers' rights, in terms of climate change, that should be part of these agreements. We need to have a whole better way of doing trade agreements, but we need them. It helps make, when we are economically strong, the whole world becomes safer.
I mean, we heard the same stories in Dubuque, right? I mean, you couldn't have two more different cities. I mean, I think opioids right now is a universal affliction across most of the Midwest, and I think part of it is the economy and the failure of this country to address the shrinking middle class, and especially what has happened in rural economies, right? That I think a lot of people just feel like they're not going to get to a better job, and they're making, I don't know, in many cases, some people are making half of what they were making, 15 years ago. That's pretty frustrating, and I think that frustration gets translated to their kids. We see the opioids, we see suicide rates are high, mental health is an epidemic right now.
Final question, you're touting pragmatism as a way really to kind of go and it's maybe strong adverse reactions for you and your campaign. Why has pragmatism been something that you are proud to kind of chief and promote yourself as?
Well, because I think pragmatism is a kind of a fancy word for problem solver, right? And figuring out how to get stuff done. I mean, that's what I was a geologist, and I loved being a geologist. I thought I'd be a great geologist. The first day I was working in that restaurant, we opened the wine coupe. I knew I was going to be, 20 times better at running that restaurant than I ever was as a geologist. And then when I became mayor, I knew I'd be 20 times better mayor than I was as a restaurant owner. In every case, it was that problem solving, right? That pragmatic approach to, well, I'm not going to make this menu perfect. But how can I figure out how do we get a couple more vegetarian entrees on here that I can get a decent food cost and make a little bit of a profit on, right?